Hello. Welcome, welcome. This is your Tuesday edition of Weather Where You Are. I am meteorologist Ella Dorsey, and I am gonna be nerding out today. Okay? Big time. We're gonna talk about the weekend rain, but I really want to get a little bit less TV meteorologist and more nerdy meteorologist on you guys, because a lot of the kind of deeper model data, long range forecasts, some of the weird stuff that we look at for big pattern changes are signaling to me that we're going to see a shift back to very cold weather for the back half, maybe the end of February into March. And I just find it really, really interesting. And I know that if you guys watch me on Weather Where You Are, you've probably already seen the forecast for this week. So I'm going to go over the forecast for this week, but I also want to just get into the nerdy stuff, which is the shift back to cold that we are going to see, okay? So let me just show you guys how warm it's been over the last several days. Look, our average high is 56 degrees, I believe, right now. So there's only been one day, which was Sunday when we got the rain, that was below average. We generally were in the 50s, 60s. We hit 70 on Friday. And the next several days are going to be really warm. Unseasonably warm weather continues. We're looking at highs in the 50s and 60s. So really the first half of February, the end of January, first half of February, really, really pretty mild, warm even, okay? This is going to be a start of a shift back to cooler than average weather, which will be next week. But I really think towards the end of the month, we will see a major, major shift back to very cold weather. So unseasonably cool weather is likely next week, the 13th through the 19th. But I want to take you guys to a website, okay? This is called the Arctic Oscillation. And the Arctic Oscillation is one of the main tools that we use, at least that I look at when I'm trying to predict long pattern shifts in cold versus warm. So I want you to look at the highlights right up here. What is the Arctic Oscillation? It's a back and forth shifting of atmospheric pressure between Arctic and mid-latitude. So between way up where the polar bears live and us here in Georgia. It's a shift of the pressure between those regions, okay? When the Arctic Oscillation is strongly positive, which you see here with all of these little shifts above average, the orange bars here, that indicates the jet stream steers northward. Now, guys, you all probably, I hope you know this, that the jet stream controls all of our weather. The jet stream's winds at 30,000 feet in the atmosphere, and the pressure changes shift the jet stream, and the jet stream drives the cold and the warm, okay? So when the Arctic Oscillation is strongly positive, the jet stream moves northward, and that reduces the cold air outbreaks in the mid-latitude. So when the Arctic Oscillation is positive, we see less cold here. When the Arctic Oscillation is strongly negative, here I'm right here, the jet stream dips further south, allowing air to spill into the mid-latitude's cold air. Okay, so now I want you to look at this. This is the forecast for the Arctic Oscillation, and you can see your timing here. So we start in October to November to December, and you can see it kind of goes positive. Beginning of December was chilly, then it went positive for the end of December. Then January, we were kind of negative. The first half of January was really, really cold. You see that here? Then we went positive. We're in positive right now. That's why we're seeing the warmth. Look how the Arctic Oscillation is going to dip pretty negative, even further negative than last time. That signals to me, do you remember how cold it was at the beginning of January? It signals to me that it could get even colder. Late February, early March, okay? So that's the first thing that I look at that signals to me that we're going to see cold. The second is called the Madden-Julian Oscillation. Are you guys tired of my nerdiness? I bet you like it. The Madden-Julian Oscillation is something completely different. It's kind of still a pattern monitoring, but it has to do with cyclical rains across the United States or across the world. So the Madden-Julian Oscillation is characterized by eastward spread of large regions of enhanced and suppressed tropical rainfall, mainly observed over the Indian and the Pacific Ocean. You're thinking to yourself, I bet, what in the world does this have to do with me? Okay. what does what does like rain in the Indian Ocean have to do with me? Well, we monitor the Madden-Julian oscillation, and based on what phase it's in, it can also signal extreme cold, depending on where it's headed, okay? I just want to show you this, okay? Let's go back. This is the Madden-Julian oscillation. Okay. So you see the box with the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What you need to know is that the blue and the green lines that you see are where we're headed. That's the next 2 weeks. And you can see that we're in the box 7 and box 8. That is phase 7 and phase 8. Phase 7 and phase 8 usually signals extreme cold across the entire eastern half of the country. So with Madden-Julian oscillation in phase 7, phase 8, and a negative Arctic oscillation, those two things make me very confident that the back half, the end of February into March, is going to be cold, very cold. I wouldn't give up on snow yet. That's all I'm saying. That is all I am saying, okay? So, and also if you like it warmer, you need to enjoy the next couple of days, because today, this week, really warm. Today's going to be absolutely beautiful, feeling more like early April. Low 60s, okay, outside today. We stayed dry through Thursday, and then unfortunately we have added first alert weather days for Saturday, Sunday, and we just upped Monday's rain chances to 60, so it's also a first alert weather day. It's just looking like rain. At least it's not going to be severe weather, but rounds of it are likely through the weekend, unfortunately. So it's going to have a moderate impact on your weekend. Honestly, right now, I would plan on a pretty rainy day on Saturday. It doesn't look great. May get a slight break on Sunday and then more rain on Monday. So let's just show you the map. All right, this is Friday afternoon. You can see just a few showers, mainly in the mountains. I do not think Friday's going to be a washout. Friday's kind of the transition day to a wetter day on Saturday. Cold front comes through on Saturday evening, so I'm thinking Saturday afternoon, really from like 4 p.m. on. It looks pretty rainy. Your Saturday night plans should include rain. By Sunday morning, most of that rain may shift south, and we may actually get a break in the showers on Sunday before more rain moves in Sunday night into Monday and continues through Monday. So overall, just looks like a messy weekend, okay? I probably wouldn't make big outdoor plans for either day. Sunday does look a little bit drier. At least it's not going to be cold. We'll be in the mid-60s, but it's going to be pretty gloomy and just kind of gross. Typical, just classic February weather, okay? We shift out of that wet pattern by Valentine's Day and shift into the cooler pattern. So it's not looking frigid by any means, mid-50s with overnight lows in the 30s. But ladies, if you're trying to figure out what to wear, I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Something warm for your Valentine's Day night. Okay, guys, so next Wednesday, which is Valentine's Day, is that shift back to the cooler weather. I don't think it's going to get too cold next week, but into February into March is when I'm really thinking we're going to start to see some big cold. I don't think we're done with winter. I don't think we're done with winter at all. So that is my nerd session about the Arctic oscillation and the Madden-Julian oscillation and why I think it's going to get cold again. You guys know I love the weather. I'm such a nerd about this stuff. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, let me know, because I'll start doing more of that. Case in point, just enjoy the next 3 days, because it's going to be super nice outside with highs near 60. Then we shift into the rainy pattern. We'll have more of an idea about the timing of the rain by this time tomorrow and certainly by Thursday. So check back in if you do have plans. Again, the Super Bowl is right here on Atlanta News First. I'm going to be filling in for Cordy this weekend too as well. So I will see you guys over the next several days. All right? Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.